here's one of my favorite scenes that kind of puts it all together. And this has to do with the ants. They're in the movie, the ants, they're going along, and all of a sudden the leaf drops, and they're like, oh no.
Oh no. I'm lost!
I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, people are going along and they're like, oh my God, I'm lost. My trail, my habit, all my routines, everything's lost. What do I do? What do I do? And I like the idea of extreme ownership in terms of, if you look at Jayco, I'm going to show a London Real clip pretty soon, but talking about extreme ownership, and on this clip, he's talking about being, Navy SEAL, and on the ship, they have nothing to do. Like, there's nothing they have to do. They have no job to do themselves. And there's a stark contrast between those that still do things and those that just let things go. Here's the clip, and it kind of delves into extreme ownership, and I'll tie it together to creative output and my own obstacles and stuff as I go along the journey to 1,000 True Fans, to make things work online. Anyway, check this out from Jayco, London Real.
And there was guys that would go into hey, I'll go to sleep whenever, I'll wake up whenever, doesn't really matter, I'll work out whenever. And you would watch their personal habits and their health and their progress as humans go downhill.
The thing of it is with extreme ownership, for myself, you can see on Creative Habits how inconsistent, going live and creating the different content is. But no matter how inconsistent it is, I still get up and keep on going. And a lot of times, you think, oh no, don't have the reach, don't have the views, let's say on YouTube, don't have the views that some of these channels have. So why go on to create the content? Why continuing creating content when you've got nothing to really show for it? And the thing of it is, the more that you just get up and you keep going, like Jacob said, and let it real, and take extreme ownership. What can you control? All these different things are happening out there in the world right now, with the bug, and it's causing a lot of habits to change, a lot of things to change. But when you've got that leaf coming in your way, it's not just going around, it's over, under, through, and it's deciding how you're going to go over, under, through, how you're going to keep going, how you're going to, switch your business to be online, or switch your creative habits in a way that adapts and changes as you move along. Because if there's one thing that I think the bug itself has identified, it's that there is no normal. We put up these routines and we put up these situations that create a sense of normalcy, but life itself changes all the time. And in some cases, it's very fragile. You can die from one day to the next even. But it's just knowing that and being able to set up systems and habits and routines, which are always testing and challenging and going and saying, okay, what can I do next? What can I do next to go over, under, through these obstacles that come before you? You don't have to respond to the ant and go, I'm lost. You can just adapt and change along the way. And it's the beauty of being small, a solo creative entrepreneur, is that you have that ability to basically adapt and change, and to things that come at you quite rapidly. Larger corporations and places really can't do that. And that's why they need the huge bailouts that they've got, because they really don't adapt and change very well at all. And they really should just kind of die off. If I have some other clips, not now, but later, that I'll show, where it makes sense, because in nature, things come and they go. It's part of the cycle. And when you try to prop up things that are really kind of not working, kind of rotten at the core, because they've relied upon systems that no longer are antiquated, then it no longer works. So it's the beauty is, as a solo creative entrepreneur, is to be able to adapt. So you might as well use that strength, is how I see it. But really, one of the things that I'm driving towards is the 1,000 True Fans. And the beauty of this is that it's mythical. 1,000 True Fans, is it really true? Can you develop a core of fans that are much more, you don't want subscribers, you want fans that are much more responsive. They click on things. Not only do they click on things, but they respond and tell you what they want, what they need, what they are afraid of right now, or what they're having problems with. And it's that interactivity on an ongoing basis that allows you to co-create. So your tribe takes care of you and you take care of your tribe. They describe something and you know them so well and use your expertise to basically create something that they've said that they need, and then come back to them with tests and iterations that move towards this perfect offer for them. So you help them, they help you. And it's that part that I think is really key for now and going forward. I think it's pretty cool. And I'm going to bridge this over to the recent events with the Seattle PD, Seattle police officer, who basically went and stuck his neck out and said, in a video publicly that basically he's not going to go against the Constitution, and he's trying to get others he's not going to go against the Constitution himself, and he doesn't believe that we need to. And it's not just following orders, but seeing where those and higher power that have greater authority than you are trying to just do what you're told. And it's knowing that you have the Constitution behind you and standing up for that. And when he did that, he was fired. Now, what's interesting is that he actually was able to there was a GoFundMe that came up, and he's actually had now funds to keep going. Even though he's fired, he's not down and out. And that's part of because he took care of his tribe in this sense being the people that he protects and serves. And they came back and said, yes, we want you. We want more like you that defend us in this time of tribulation. And anyway, I'm going to show this short clip. He describes it, of course, better. Check this out.
Message that I was trying to share with people and impart on them is, if you believe in something in your heart, you have to stand by that conviction, even if it costs you everything.
Even if it costs you everything. It's amazing because he's saying that from his heart. He describes, if you the video has been taken down in a lot of different places, was deleted, forced takedown, so to speak. But people have copied it and they riffed upon it and made it get legs. So it already had tons of momentum, but they kept it going. And really, the GoFundMe, I think, is proof of that that ability to really serve a tribe, serve a group of people, serve people in the highest way possible. In this sense, he's saying from his heart, which matters a lot in our capitalistic society and the way we just love logic and science, which has its moments, but the heart and understanding that there is actually a knowing inside the heart, a second brain, if you will, a third brain in your gut. There's all of these things happening for an understanding, and it's not just the logical mind, but the heart that jumps in there. So it's interesting how the police officer, who's there to protect and serve, and whether you agree with how that's done or not, he was there to basically defend the Constitution, and he said it and described it in a way that he was talking about his heart, which is very interesting. And in this time, it's outside of this norm, which seems to say that science is the only way to go. And the capitalistic society, which says it's just business, the classic mafia line, it's just business. I can't do it right, but basically you know what I mean. It's that business aspect. And although business has its moments, like right now, people need to have businesses going, and we should be opening up and going forth with that, without the idea that it's just business or life. It's not so black and white. Nothing is ever black and white. And I think bridging that to creativity is the ability to take ownership and say, what can I control? And going forth with that, with the elements that you can control. Maybe you're on YouTube, maybe you're on Facebook and other channels, and you're not getting the traction, or you get deleted. And the thing you can control, if you look at London Real and London Real Army, and the thing that he could control was the ability to engage his tribe and to get on a platform that he owned, which is WordPress. he uses WordPress. Now you too can use WordPress obviously to do the same thing. And it's saying, okay, what can I control? You can control having your own platform and not being on third-party platforms. You can control creating content, and you can control like engaging with an audience and creating a tribe. So when those events come about, like with the Seattle police officer, when that event came about, other people had his back, his tribe had his back, and they help you, you help them. And it's that whole idea, I think, as a co-creative experience now and moving forward, that's great to do instead of it being static. As a solo creative entrepreneur, I think it's important to engage an audience, and therefore you have them and they have you. You use your skills, your talents, and to create something that they'll enjoy or that they need or want or whatever that might be. But that interaction is what's key, and it's what's missing from so many of these huge corporations. Their inability to respond, in a humane way, and their inability to adapt and adjust is empowering for the solo creative entrepreneur and the small businesses and medium-sized businesses in general that are able to do tests, creative ways to go over, under, through, and not be like the ants, which
Oh no! I'm lost!
I just love that. I'm lost. So instead of saying I'm lost, think about creative ways to go, over, under, through, and to keep your creative output going, and to really start thinking instead of statically, thinking about interaction and filtering out and getting to those people who are really engaged with you and are really a part of your tribe. I think that drive towards 1,000 true fans is realistic. I don't think it's mythic. I think it's realistic and can be done. So hope this finds you well, and that you keep on creating. I'll see you next time. I'm going to be continuing as much as I possibly can. Bumps in the road, all kinds of stuff. As I said, you just have to create. Stuff happens, and then you get up and you keep on going, and you create, and you get up and keep on going. And it all winds together to be something that as much as you can do, you do. So keep on creating, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot for watching.